have you felt that your sales have really started to slow down, or they've kind of plateaued? You're not really able to go and make really that much more money, or even worse, your sales are slowly diminishing and you're trying to figure out how you can drive more sales, whether you're selling products or services. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to solve that problem. Hey, what's going on? And welcome to the Marketing and Coffee Show, where we like our marketing like we like our coffee, strong and bold. So I hope that you have your cup of coffee, and let's go ahead and dive into today's video. If your sales are starting to be a bit slow, or maybe you just want to really help generate and boost more sales, but you're not too sure how to do it, like I said, whether you're selling a product or a service, really the big key thing that you want to do is you really need to shift the way that you think about selling products and services. And really the big key is you need to stop actually selling your products and services and actually start selling offers. Now, what do I mean by this? Because a lot of times whenever I consult with someone or I tell them this, it kind of is a little surprising when I tell them to stop actually selling their products and services. Because a lot of people are like, well, if I stop selling my products and services, how do I make money? And the answer is offers. You really need to think of everything more so as an offer. Because if you're just selling a product, then it's really just a commodity that you're selling. Because realistically, almost everything in life is a commodity except for your time. Your time is the one thing that you can really never get back. Everything else you can always go get more of. It's usually pretty readily available. Now, there are a few things that aren't as readily available, but for the most part, a lot of things in people's lives are readily available, right? Take, this coffee cup here, right? Coffee cups are pretty much everywhere. They're readily available. Anybody can go and get a coffee cup, right? Now, instead of just selling a coffee cup that maybe has, a logo, a funny phrase on it, whatever, that's a little bit better, but not quite. And what I mean by selling an offer is, how do you package up this coffee cup to have higher value and to be worth more, right? Can you put things together to make this something someone can't get somewhere else, right? And that's really how you want to think about selling, right? So with the coffee cup, like I said, instead of just selling a coffee cup, how do you bundle things together, right? Maybe you sell a bag of coffee to go with that coffee cup, right? And maybe with that coffee cup, you also add some additional things in there, right? And maybe on the bag of coffee, it has a QR code on it, and you can scan it and it will show you how to brew the perfect cup of coffee every single time, right? Maybe it has, I don't know, there's really endless possibilities, but that's what you want to do, is you want to start stacking these things and show people, hey, maybe you get this coffee cup, it's whatever, $10, but the bag of coffee that you're getting with it is maybe a higher end luxury coffee that's normally $35 a bag, but you're getting that for free, right? And these are all things that you want to consider. Now, I know as soon as I start saying that, the first thing that pops into your head is, well, if I'm giving away a $35 cup of coffee and I'm only making $10, aren't I losing money? And the answer is, that depends on how you run your business, right? Now, if you have to go and buy that $35 bag of coffee at $35, then yes, you would be losing money. But if you're not going and working out a deal with that brand, or maybe you are that brand, you know how much it costs to actually package, manufacture, and hopefully ship one bag of coffee to an individual customer. And now what you do is you wrap that price into the coffee cup, right? Because your coffee cup probably isn't costing that much, or it shouldn't, right? And that's what you really want to do. Figure out what is the actual hard cost to manufacture this, and if we can cover the cost for that, or even still make a little bit of money on it, but we're able to sell a lot more of these things, that's really the name of the game, right? That's why one of the big things is, so we do a lot of video production work. The very first company that I ever started was a video production company, and this is something that we used to do all the time. Instead of just selling, a service, right? Because we talked about products, and I want to talk a little bit about services, right? Instead of just selling you a video, right? Instead of just selling you a commercial, what are all the other things that I can really package in together to make it better, right? Because realistically, you can go and you can hire any videographer anywhere to do stuff for you. But the thing is, how do you stand out with a service? Well, how do you package those things? And the best thing that you can do, especially with a service, is figure out how you can do what I call a physical premium offer, if it makes sense, right? So maybe, one of the things, of course, whenever I started my video production company, DVDs were still a pretty big thing, and Blu-rays were a pretty big thing. So we could shoot the commercial and we would package it up and print it on a Blu-ray disc, have the packaging, have all of that, because that was something that they really just wanted to show off to people. But because we pre-packaged everything together, we sold more of that. Now, of course, that's not really a thing nowadays, but some other really good examples that I've seen is landscaping companies that'll go in and, they'll do all of your landscaping. But what some of them will do is, as like a physical premium offer, they'll throw in, like an automated sprinkler timer. Now, this isn't a full-blown sprinkler system. It's just something you hook up to your hose and you hook it up and it'll automatically turn on and water your new landscaping for you. Of course, if you want the sprinkler system, some of them will install them and do that. But they'll even just offer that for free when you hire them to redo all of your landscaping anyway. And the thing is they're not doing that at a loss, right? If anything, the cost to do the landscaping will cover the same costs to actually put in the sprinkler system. You're just not paying it completely out of your pocket, right? You're maybe not paying the labor cost on it. But the same thing is for them, the labor cost really isn't even there because they're digging up everything anyway, and it doesn't take that much more time and labor and effort to just put in a sprinkler system, right? So that's really one of the big things, is they're going and they're using that, because if you go and you look at two companies to redo your landscaping, and one of them is like, yeah, we offer automated sprinkler systems and landscaping. We do offer both of those, and if you do the landscaping, maybe it's going to be $1,500, and then maybe it's going to be an extra $1,500 to put in the sprinkler system. Do you want to do that? Versus if you go to another company and they're like, oh yeah, if you do if we do your landscaping, we'll actually just throw in, right now we have a special offer where we're throwing in the sprinkler system completely for free. Normally it costs $1,500, but you get it for free. Right? Now you're more likely to go with them, even though if you go and the landscaping is $2,500 or even still around $3,000 to get the landscaping done, you may still go with them because the perceived value of, well, I'm only spending $3,000 and I'm getting $15,000 for free, even though the other guy was the exact same. It just sounds like more because it's like, well, I have to buy that one thing and I have to buy this thing. But now if I go over here, I'm just buying this one thing and I'm getting all of this stuff for free. Now this happens all the time. There's plenty of case studies, psychology studies out there that have been done, and being able to put multiple products and services together and coming up with an offer is going to really outsell just single products. So that's really what you want to do. Now, the one thing I will say when it comes to the offer, the things that you add together, right? Just like our coffee example here, right? With this coffee cup and the bag of coffee, you don't just want to put all of that together and say, oh, it's all $35. You want to actually list out what each piece costs and what the total cost is, and then what they're getting it for. Because if you don't do this, most people will have no idea how much that coffee costs. Right? Because if you go and you ask some people, hey, how much is this bag of coffee? based on how much they spent on the last bag of coffee, they're probably going to say it's about the same because they don't have any reference point of how much that coffee actually costs. That's why what you want to do is give them what that price point is for those individual products or services that you've all put together, because then it's very clear in their mind exactly how much that costs, right? Because let's say that you have that bag of coffee and it's $35, but the last bag of coffee they bought was $15. Their perception of that coffee is only valued at $15. So make sure you put your pricing on there. So like I said, that's really the big thing when it comes to getting more sales, is figure out how you can package things up and make them into offers, and don't just sell your products and services as standalone things. So if you found this video useful or helpful, make sure to click the like button on this video, and don't forget to share this video with someone else that may be struggling right now with a few sales and could really benefit from this video. And don't forget to subscribe here to get more Marketing and Coffee episodes just like this.